What's up, Nuggets? Welcome to the Atypical Artist. Today I will be creating a Battlestar Galactica diorama. For this build, I will use this box I made for a previous project that I abandoned. Nothing's really square in Battlestar Galactica, so I cut the corners off to resemble that, and also drilled a hole for my switch that will control all the electronics, which I will glue to the back of this and make a complete mess. Here I am starting with the Cylon Raider by cutting the pieces out. Off camera, I did the same with the Viper. After that, I took some sandpaper and sanded down any of the remaining plastic from the frame. This will be my first time building a model kit and working with LED filaments. As you'll see later in the video, these are very
fragile. It must be Italian.
Being new to model kits, I didn't realize how small this was going to be. I wanted to use some of the LED filaments for the exhausts of both the ships, but I had to forego that. Even though these kits snap together, I decided to use some crazy glue because I didn't like the way the seams matched up. There were some gaps and I just wanted to make sure everything was secure and that it didn't look like it was my first model kit. Here I am brushing on some silver metallic paint for the lighter areas of the Cylon Raider. I then mix in some black paint and touch up on some of the darker areas of the ship. Off camera, I use the same paint scheme for the Viper Mark VII. For the eye of the Cylon Raider, I really wish I could have used some LED lights. I think that would have looked really awesome. But instead, I'm just painting it red. After I watched paint dry, I put together a mixture of black and burnt sienna mixed with some water and applied a wash to both of the ships. Here I am mapping out where I want the LEDs to go. I lay them down and mark each end. I then drill some holes for the wiring. I'm using a copper rod that I will use to prop up the LED lights. Here I am soldering the lead wire and soldering the negative off camera. Here I am installing the switch and the battery pack using some hot glue. Time to destroy this newly built model. I'm not going to go too crazy here as it's going to be mostly covered with the explosion, using some LED lights and some cotton. To make the explosion, I twisted some copper wire into a very odd shape and start to wire the filament through it. I am adding some straight LED filaments that will spring out from sides, giving it more of a dynamic explosion. I don't know what kind of material this is. It does feel like cotton. I am using a wire brush to tear away at this material. I got it from some packaging off speaker. To create the cloud for the explosion, I glue cotton to the LED filaments. Off camera, I gave the cloud a quick overspray with some black primer, and here I am just running those wires through, which I will then secure to the back of the box. I add in the Viper and glue it into place. For the background of the diorama, I'm using Musso Black for the first time. It's similar to Black 3.0 as it barely reflects any light. With the mixture of brushed silver and black from earlier, I apply it to the sides and edges of my box. To go along with the color scheme of Battlestar Galactica, I want to add a red stripe to the edge of this box, so I mask off the edges with some tape and begin to paint it red. For the final step, I want to give the diorama some depth, so I'll be using some watered down paint along with a toothbrush to apply that to the background. For the first layer of stars, I mix a lot of water with the paint. This will give the effect of distant stars. My second layer, I will use less water, apply the paint, and it'll appear to be brighter than the previous layer. And then I go on to the third, fourth, and if I wanted to go even crazier, I would add more paint and less water. And there it is. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this build as much as I did. See you in the next one.
Just that